Welcome to Galar, Pokemon's take on an English-inspired region. I am C-Diddily, a Pokemon veteran, and this is the Homie Hop, my rival for the game. And this is the undefeated Pokemon champion of the region, Leon. My goal for this challenge is to defeat him and show him he ain't worth shit. Now, obviously this is a Pokemon game, so I'm not going to be able to complete the game without a Pokemon of my own, so for this playthrough I opt to pick Grookey, a little grass monkey who I aptly name Monkey, because what else are you going to call a monkey? In this run I'm only going to use Pokemon that fit the Galar aesthetic. At the end of this run you're going to go, damn, that team looks like it's from Galar. Now, like any Pokemon game, we start the run off with a battle against the Homie Hop. This is the penultimate battle you're going to see against him. Despite his awesome character progression throughout the story, his battles are not thrilling, so we'll just skip over them. I absolutely just wipe the floor with his team of 2 and my team of 1. And bless him, he loses. As I stated already, I'm playing through the game with a team I personally think looks like it was plucked right out of Galar. I'm playing in set mode, I'm not using any items in battle, and I've got a loose level cap in place. After some convoluted story stuff that's definitely not foreshadowing the return of that dog, we tell our mum that we're leaving home until we become the Galar champion, and then we are introduced to our favourite future professor, Sonia. We start off our very small Pokemon collection with a Galar staple of Rookidee, who you can look forward to clutching the game up and getting the MVP status by the end. We name him Galahad after the English knight, and we have another fight against the Homie Hop. There's going to be a lot of this. We defeat him with ease though, and then some meteorites fall out the sky which we pick up with our bare hands somehow, and then we get some brand new drip. After condensing 45 odd minutes of footage into 2 minutes, the game finally begins. We enter one of the biggest cities in the country, Motorstoke. We go get ourselves a haircut, we get ourselves some fresh new clothes because the last ones weren't cutting it. We find ourselves in a battle against the bad guys of the region, Team Yell, and we meet the punky goth rival Marnie. We sign up for the gym challenges with the answer to life, universe and everything is our number, and yet again, battle the Homie Hop, who we thrash. We add Roly-Coly, a coal Pokemon, to our team, who is going to be a fire and rock type, and we call him Dino, because he is made of fossil fuels, and fossil fuels are made of dinosaurs. We make our way through the creatively named Galar mine, our Monkey Man evolves into his awkward teenage years, and then we are introduced to our mean fairy rival, Bidet. Don't know if I'm saying his name correctly, but it doesn't matter. And he just gets the hop treatment. We thrash him, no worries. Following the battle and after some off-screen anime training, Galahad evolves into a bigger bird, and so begins our first gym badge with a level cap at 20, which I believe is the highest first gym level cap in the entire franchise, but correct me if I'm wrong. We face off against the noseless Milo, who's a grass type specialist. He leads with Golisiflor, so I lead with our newly evolved bundle of fossil fuels. We use Flame Charge, just back to back to back to back to eventually take down Golisiflor, but obviously we take some chip damage in the process. The flowery thing goes down in the end to our burning coals, and this generation's gimmick is called Dynamaxing, which is basically make Pokemon go big. It lasts for 3 turns, and they have like a specific set of movesets, like you just saw Max Overgrow there. Dino goes down, so we send out our own Dynamax Pokemon because I will be using it in this playthrough. We use Max Airstream, and then we're going to use another Max Airstream in a second to bring down Eldergloss. Pokemon explodes like a literal explosion, and we get the first gym badge. We shake hands with the noseless Milo, and we are on our way to the second gym. We then get our next encounter, the poison electric type Toxel, who will become a rock star. We call him Ollie after the British musician Ollie Stykes of Bring Me the Horizon, and then proceed to go down the road and find Team Yell bullying a man of science. As a scientist myself, I decide to step in. We take down the first guy, and then we have a stupid long battle against the second guy because of bad RNG. The science man recognises that I'm also a man of science, even if by qualification only, so he gives me a brand new bike. And then we bump into the Homie Hop on a bridge, and then we thrash him on a bridge. And that is not going to be the last time that happens. We arrive at our next destination, Holbury City, where we intend to get our second gym badge. Oh, look at that lighthouse. Oh, look at that gym. Beautiful stuff. Before that, though, we are introduced to a definite good guy who runs the country's privately owned energy corporation. He invites us to dinner under the condition that we get the next gym badge. So So we head into the next gym, which is going to be the water specialist Nessa, who we are gonna bang a Pokemon, obviously. It's honestly just a free gym. Monkey goes in, Razor Leafs everything. With the type advantage, it makes it really, really easy to just smack her about a little bit. Out comes her Snapping Turtle, and we make our Monkey Boy big and large, and he hits it with a Max Overgrow. I'll be honest, that's it. There's not an awful lot to say about this gym because we hit everything once and cause some explosions. Nessa's distressed. We get to shake her hand and get our second gym badge. Flash forward to some story stuff at dinner with Chairman Rose and our favourite future wife, Professor, talking about Dynamaxing and uncovering the secrets of it all. We're rooting for you, Sonia. Go and find out the stuff. We then make our way through the creatively named Galar Mine number 2 and fight the mean fairy rival Bidet, who I'm just going to refer to as Butt Boy from now on because he has the audacity to say that I lack talent. I do not lack talent. I've been playing Pokemon longer than this guy's even been conceived. Anyway, me and Hop fight some team Yell Grunts. It's a double battle. We beat them. We then run off and head back to the hotel from the very start, where we find Pokemon trainer Marnie, who we keep bumping into in hotels. That, hopefully, is a recurring theme. We leave with Grookey and realise that we made a really bad decision, so we send out Galahad, who just plucks the fighting type Krogunk. We then swap out Galahad because Morpeko comes in, who's an electric type, and that would have been badly. And then we got so unbelievably lucky throughout the entire fight with stupid bite flinches. Just flinch after flinch after flinch. It just went on forever. In the end, though, Galahad comes back out, takes down the Scraggy, and then we make Marnie look really sad, which was never the intention. We then make our way over to Gym Badge number 3, who is going to be the Fire-type specialist Kaboo. Kaboo has an absolutely stacked team at this point in the game. I'm just going to be brutally honest with you. He has a Ninetales, he has an Arcanine, and he has a Gigantamax Center Scorch. Gigantamaxing is essentially Dynamax on steroids. The Pokemon get a snazzy form, they get extra stat buffs, and they look cooler, and funnily enough, they are harder to beat. If you don't go in prepared, you're going to get slapped about. But I did go in prepared, so I led with Galahad, and he's going to be a sacrifice, unfortunately. Bless his little soul. But I've basically sent him in so that I can get Ninetales down low enough so that when Dino comes in, he can take an Ember and activate his ability Steam Engine, which maxes his speed to the top stat it can be after a hit with a fire or water type move. Out comes Arcanine, and we make our fossil fuels big. We hit him with a max Rockfall, which also is going to set up a Sandstorm, which is going to make our special defense go up, which is what we want. Arcanine uses agility, and then we hit him with another max Rockfall, which is then gonna take the Arcanine down. Out comes his Gigantamax Center Scorch, which looks unbelievably cool, if I'm honest with you. Dino uses one last max Rockfall in the last turn of Dynamax for him before we get hit by a max Flutterby, which we shrug off like no man's business. We then hit Center Scorch with an Ancient Power in the hopes that maybe we get the Omni Boost, which we don't, but it doesn't matter because we shrug off yet another max Flutterby. We do get the special attack drop, but it doesn't matter because one more Ancient Power makes the Center Scorch explode into a fiery ball of nothing. Kaboo looks sad, we get some money, we shake his hand. More importantly, we get Gym Badge number 3. 3 badges down, 5 to go. On the way out of the city, the 3 gym leaders we beat so far come to wish as well, because not many people make it this far in the gym challenge, and they make an effort to say goodbye to anyone that does. On the way out of the city though, we bump into Butt Boy, who then challenges Hop to a fight. Hop goes and fights him, and unfortunately has a bitter defeat. We then bump into Leon and tell him about Hop's defeat and how it's, devastated him. And then we find Sonia, who is doing some story stuff, looking at some stuff, and then our Toxel, our baby boy, evolves into his full Rockstar form as we enter the next gym town, which we then immediately leave to go and get our next encounter, Dracovish, who we are going to call Sushi because, well, he looks like sushi. And then unfortunately we bump into Hop, who we have to give the Hop treatment, which I feel kind of bad about because he's going through it right now. Existential dread, debating his place in the world, we've all been there, but who cares about that because we just caught Impidimp, who we are going to call Jaeger after the attack titan, Eren Jaeger. from the critically acclaimed Attack on Titan. He immediately evolves into Morgrim, who is the angsty teenage form. Monkey finally grows up and becomes the drummer he was always meant to be. And then also our fossil fuels become even bigger and create more coal before we enter gym number 4. Now, gym number 4 is against an actual child called Alistair, who is a ghost-type specialist. He leads with Yamask and I lead with Dino, which I realised was a massive mistake because 4 times weakness to ground-type moves? No thanks. Let's send in the bird and set up a bunch of home claws, which raise our attack and raise our accuracy. Now, we use Power Trip, which is a cool move that is basically stronger the more stat buffs you have. So, we wipe through Yamask, we wipe through Cursaluna. We can't do the same with Mimikyu because it's broken ability disguise, so we break his disguise, we hit him with a power trip, we don't get the kill, we go down to a shadow sneak, less than ideal. But Sushi hits the field for the first time in the game and knocks down the Mimikyu with a brutal swing before the gaping mouth of Gengar appears. Sushi is going to be our Dynamax staller because he knows Protect. So, we go for a brutal swing and the next turn we go for Protect. Unfortunately, when Dynamax Pokemon use a move and you use Protect, it still does damage, but it negates a lot of the damage. So, Sushi did a fantastic job of stalling out the terrifying gaping mouth of Gengar. However, you may have noticed just a second ago that he got a special attack buff, which means that he is now going to absolutely wipe through the majority of my team with that, with dirty Hex Hypnosis combos. Dino manages to get off a Ancient Power, misses the Hypnosis, we get a Smackdown, but Dino eventually goes down as well, which is less than ideal. So we send in our giant monkey boy, who is going to tank a Venoshock, which we wouldn't have done without the Dynamax form, so this was essential. Hit him with a Max Darkness, and finally the Gengar goes down. But that was absolutely terrifying because I only had Monkey left. But we got the gym badge, we congratulate the kid on a good battle, and then we go and find Butt Boy committing domestic acts of terrorism. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty anti-terrorism myself, so we decide to try and stop his terrorism. We slap through all his Pokemon, and as we beat him, the good guy, Chairman Rose, comes and strips him of all of his statuses. We then are too late anyway, the wall collapses, Sonia has an epiphany, story stuff happens. Enter Balloonly, possibly one of the most underutilized towns in the entirety of Pokemon history. Such a beautiful setting for such a disappointingly small amount of content. It's totally underutilized and it's totally disappointing. But next up we have Fairy type specialist run by a terrifying old lady Opal. I say that she's terrifying, and it's not because this gym is hard, because it's actually really easy. She's terrifying because she looks scary. As you can see here, there's a little pop quiz that just appeared. When I answer the questions correctly, I get stat buffs, which just make this gym a little bit trivial. Unfortunately though, Dino does get poisoned right here, which is going to put him on a time limit. We keep smacking the Weezing with ancient powers. Unfortunately, poison just does its chip. We go for a flame charge, we get another speed boost, and then Togekiss comes out. And do you know what else comes out? Another question. She asked the question, we answer the question. Apparently we spend a really long time thinking about it. Get another stat boost, which sucks, just because Dino's not got very long left. We then get an Omni Boost, which is even better, but even more disappointing because of the fact that we are about to die. Well, I'm not about to die, Dino is. We get one last Ancient Power off against Togekiss, just misses out on the kill before we go down to an Ancient Power. Out next, we sent Ollie, who is super effective with his poison types against this gym. We use Discharge to finish off Togekiss, who is a part flying type, so it's still super effective. Out comes Marwile, who is resistant to all of the super effective moves that I have against because of its steel typing. We then answer another question. We stroke the terrifying old lady's ego by telling her she's 16-year-old, even though she's very clearly 400 years old. Discharge takes down the Marwile, and out comes Giant Wedding Cake, which I love. I think that it's so ridiculous and so silly, and I love it. In the same way that I love Garbodor, because he's just a hunk of rubbish, you know? Anyway, we've Toxic the Wedding Cake, making complete and inedible, and then we go down to 2 G-Max finales or whatever. We then send out Jaeger, who uses Fake Out in the hopes to flinch, but turns out flinch doesn't work on Dynamax Pokemon, so he dies immediately, and Alcremie gets all of her health back. Not ideal. However, we send out Galahad, gets a critical hit, Drill Peck, we then dodge for Sweet Kiss, and then it goes down to the Toxic Chip. Love it. We beat the scary old lady. We shake her hand, and we get gym badge number 5. We bump into Opal outside the gym, and she says, "Oh, do you want to journey with me back to Hammerlock? Because, you know, 2's better than 1 or whatever," so we take her up on it. We then find Butt Boy spiraling into existential dread because he's just lost everything that he's ever loved because of his terrorism acts. And then looks like a kidnapping. Anyway, we find Hop on a bridge again. We then give him the Hop treatment yet again on a bridge. He's still in existential dread, but who cares about that? Because Galahad finally entered his final form and he's become a Corviknight. We also then get another upgrade and we get our Attack Titan, enter Sirchester, where we're going to get our 6th gym badge against the, much to no surprise, Ice Specialist Melanie. She leads with Frostmoth. We lead with our favourite stack of fossil fuels. Sets up the hail, which is not going to stress us out at all because we are going to Flame Charge. Frostmoth, dead. Speed Boost, got. We're then going to use Flame Charge against our Manatan. Oh, super effective. Another Speed Boost. Hit by the hail, who cares? Zen Mode, activated. Who cares? Icicle Crash, we dodge. Body Press, dead. Love it. We're then going to have a really stupid long battle against this stupid Dom Penguin because we forget that hitting a physical move makes its helmet break or whatever. We then play this very smart. We swap out into Sushi, who absorbs all the water from Lapras. We then swap back into Dino, who is going to suck up this ice type special move, and then we're going to go back into Sushi, who's going to slurp up all that water from the Lapras, and then we're going to swap back out into Ollie, who is just going to come in and do very, very disappointing amount of damage. I get the win anyway, so who cares? Nice and easy. Melanie, much easier than Alistair, if I'm completely honest with you. Gym Badge 6 acquired, shaking hands, skip over some story stuff, have another battle with the homie Hop, give him the Hop treatment yet again. He's still in disbelief, he's losing. Enter Spikemuth, the most disappointing town in the entirety of a Pokemon franchise. We give Marnie the Hop treatment and then we get to enter Spikemuth. Now, I've skipped over a reasonable amount of content in this game so far. You guys haven't seen any of the gym challenges which happen beforehand when you're fighting a gym leader. I left this one in specifically so that you could see the entire length of Spikemuth. Just a 2D scroller, unbelievably. After you beat the gym, the only thing here is a Pokemon Center, which is lame. So, we're not going to spend any time here. We're going to fight Piers, who is the 7th gym leader. He is a dark type specialist. And here comes Galahad, who is about to demonstrate his unbelievable MVP status. He sets up a bunch of iron defenses. We then just body press and body press and body press and body press our entire way through the gym. Leave him devastated because he got swept by a single bird. Gym badge number 7 acquired. Now we skip some story stuff where the adults in a region actually take responsibility for sorting stuff out themselves instead of getting a 10-year-old to do it, which I love. Anyway, gym number 8, enter the weather trainer Rayhan. This guy has caused me so many problems in the past. I did a Nuzlocke of this like a year or 2 ago, and I lost my Nuzlocke here, first attempt, and I decided, fuck this guy, I don't ever want to do that again. So, I went in reasonably prepared for this, if I'm completely honest with you. I led with Sushi and I led with Monkey. Sushi knows Protect, so he's going to be able to stall out every other turn. Monkey is there to take down Gigalith. He's not going to be doing much else, unfortunately. Gigalith goes down, Sandaconda comes out. This Flygon just keeps hitting me with Breaking Swipe, which is lowering my attack stat down, which means that Liquidation doesn't do anywhere enough. Woodhammer, 120 base power move with Stab, does not get the kill on this stupid snake because of this attack drop. We then get another one, Monkey goes down, Sushi's attack falls even more. Lame. We do, however, tank that. Barely does any damage. We then miss out on another kill because of these attack drops. Protect again, lasts another turn. Dino's in, his attack goes down. We then get paralysed. Everyone's paralysed. Incinerate, Knocks out the Sandaconda, just misses out on the Flygon, which is really disappointed because I didn't want this to happen. I didn't want a 2v1 against this terrifying Skyscraper. Sushi finally goes down. He just absolutely clutched through that. He is built different. Dino survives on 3. I didn't expect that. I expected him to die there. So we go for a body press against the Skyscraper. Doesn't do a huge amount of damage. Dino goes down. However, Flygon also goes down because of Galahad's Rocky Helmet. So it is now the 2v1 that I had always hoped for. He gets an attack prize, which isn't great. We go for body press. I forgot that Fake Out doesn't work on Dynamax Pokemon. So Jaeger is dead. I might learn, but I'm probably not going to. We go for another body press. Doesn't quite kill him. Galahad tanks the Stone Edge, and then Ollie gets the kill with an overdrive. Gym Badge 8, completed it, mate. Piss easy. Wasn't sweating at all. Outside the gym, our favourite future wife, Professor, finally gets her promotion to Professorhood. This is a secret thing, which is going to come back in a little bit, and we enter London. Windon, the capital of England. Galar. It's an alright city. I'll be honest, there isn't an awful lot that's going on here. All the cities in this game are a little bit disappointing, but they all look alright. We're here for the semi-finals of the Championship Cup though, so enter Pokemon Trainer Marnie. I wanted to give her the hop treatment here, but considering this is like the Elite Four of this game, because there isn't a traditional Elite Four, I figured I would show all of the battles. Galahad proves his MVP status here by just setting up a bunch of iron defenses and then just body presses his way through everything. It's clutch, I'll be honest, it makes it a little bit trivial. Win-win, whoop whoop. Go Galahad! Up next, the Homie Hop. You saw his first battle, and now you get to see his last battle. Galahad stares down Hop's team and proceeds to just shit all over them. We set up a bunch of iron defences, as we did with Marnie, as we did with Piers, and basically, you can see what's going to happen here. We're going to just body press absolutely everything. The paralyze here makes it just a little bit slower going, but is what it is. I gotta say, in the Pokemon community, I feel like Hop gets a lot of shit. He is a proper cool character, I think. His character development throughout the story is great. He starts off all cocky and confident because he's the brother of the undefeated champion and he's watched all of his matches, so he's going in to his Pokemon journey with a bunch of stuff for him, and then reality hits him like a brick wall, and then he goes through some existential dread, he figures himself out, and he has this whole like beautiful character arc, which I think is not given enough credit for. This isn't a good example of it because I just clapped his team, as I have done every single time, but he deserves more credit. I'm a big Hop fan. Go Hop. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Anyway, semi-finals, done. Now we're on to a whole bunch of boring story stuff that nobody really cares about. Basically, like, this guy had a key, we needed the key because Leon's missing. We then go for a battle gauntlet, double battles with Hop. The story in this game is less than good. But we get to the top, we fight Marco Cosmos. Alina. I've decided after like 15 attempts of saying her name that that's how you say it. Galahad uses body press. The whole match is over. You know what happened. She got the Hop treatment. Story stuff has happened. We found Leon. He was chatting with Chairman Rose about how the world's going to end in like 1,000 years and history's going to be made tomorrow and all sorts of convoluted stuff. Enter BD, Bidet, whatever his name is. He gets the Hop treatment. Done and dusted. He wasn't kidnapped, turns out. Guess who's back for another banging? It is Nessa's Pokemon. Iron defense going off, body press going off. Like it was a bit trivial. If I'm honest with you, Corviknight is just broken. This Pelipper though, fuck this Pelipper. From the very bottom of my heart, it just didn't end. It just never stopped. That was sped up like times 40. It just wouldn't die. Galahad manages to last on 5 HP before we get one final body press and the snapping turtle Gigantamax form Dreadnought goes down. And we win. No surprise. Up next, Scary Child Alistair, who, I'll be honest, my heart sunk out my arsehole when I saw him because I was worried I was going to lose again. Jaeger comes out, false surrender, doesn't do it, we get our speed dropped, full restore, which is good because it means he's not going to use it on a stronger Pokemon later on, but it does mean that our Sucker Punch did nothing. That Thunder Punch did some stuff, that false surrender did the same amount it did last time, false surrender again, takes the Dusknoir down, easy peasy, Will-O-Wisp cuts our attack by half, which is annoying. For some reason I thought that was going to be super effective, but it wasn't. That was just a dumb play. Jaeger goes down, unfortunate, but Sushi comes out, hits with a super effective liquidation, critical hit, probably unnecessary, but we take it. Liquidation, boom, Poltergeist, smash that teacup, boom, liquidation, smash that teacup, boom, liquidation, smash that Curse-Luna. We get hexed, Sushi goes down. Poor guy, but he absolutely smashed through the competition. Ollie comes out, uses Overdrive, Gaping Mouth Gengar, terrifying again. Ollie tanks a Max Darkness, which we like, special defense film. We get the Paralyze, so we're probably going to be able to outspeed it from now on, which is always going to be a nice thing. Monkey comes in, high horsepower, much easier to take him down than it was in the actual gym challenge, which you'll notice is a little bit of a recurring theme because look who's up next. Scary weather trainer Raihan, who just doesn't work as well in a single battle format. Double battles work best for weather teams. We're led with Dino, we get some attacks off, he hits us with a solar beam, doesn't really do a lot. Boom. Oh, we tank that. Gets the full restore off, which is nice because we're not going to be able to then use it later in the battle. We go for an ancient power, we don't get an Omni boost, we fall asleep, we wake up, we use ancient power, Torkoal goes down. You know how battles go, they're back and forth. Earthquake, Dino goes down. Little bit unfortunate, but he did his part. Jaeger comes out, play rough sit. Jaeger comes out, play rough sit. Sushi comes out, Dragon Breath sit. Just miss out on the kill against the Turtonator, but the second Dragon Breath gets it down. Ice Fang against Goodra, does half health. Look how little he is. I always think Goodra's massive, but with the weather team, he just spends the first turn setting up weather, which just makes basically a free hit. Sushi tanks that move against the giant skyscraper. Jaeger comes out. Guess who didn't learn his lesson? Me. Fake out. Jaeger dies. I'm an idiot. Hi. Then Monkey comes out, gets off a high horsepower, doesn't kill him, but does a reasonable amount of damage. We take a body press, we use Drain Punch, sucky up some of that HP. That gives us enough HP to then survive this body press, and then we go for another Drain Punch to sucky some HP, get a little bit back, kill him, and that means that we beat all of the finals, and we're gonna get to go and show Leon who is the boss. Anybody want to guess who the boss is? Me. I'm gonna beat Leon. However, before that, story stuff. So it turns out the Chairman Rose is in fact not a good guy. He's put up on the apocalypse so that he can sort out the energy crisis, which is 1,000 years away. Me and Hop are like, oh, we should probably help out all the adults who are actually taking responsibility. So we head back to the forests from the start of the game because we have a sneaky suspicion that the stuff that Stonya has researched throughout her adventure is related to these dogs that we saw. So when we go to the forest, we see the dogs. Stonya doesn't see the dogs. We pick up a sword, we pick up a shield. They don't do anything, so we decide to go and help Leon. Enter Chairman Rose, we're going to battle him. We had a quick drip change before this to show everyone that we meant business. So I've got pitch black eyes, I've got a snazzy shirt on, we lead, and I just sweep through the entire fucking team. He was not a challenge. We then run upstairs and then find Eternatus. Ooh, he is the big bag of the game. He's a poison dragon type. He's basically the dude who was brought on the apocalypse. So we fight him. Dino does a bunch of stuff. Go on fossil fuels. Eternatus goes down. He shoots up into the sky. He then Gigantamaxes and becomes a super boss. He has like 1,250 base stat. So he's just absolutely built. We hold up our swords, we hold up our shields. The dogs are like, ooh, it's time to go. So they shoot off into the sky. They come, they help us. They merge with the sword and the shield, and then they become big boss Digimon mode. And then, whoop, big sword cut for Eternatus. Ooh, big shield, smashes into Eternatus. Ooh, Eternatus goes down, story stuff is kind of over. We catch the dragon. I'm not going to use it because it feels cheaty to use legendaries in these sorts of games. However, that does mean that we've now got a new team member because the level cap's high enough. We might have figured it out already, but welcome Annabelle, the only girl on the team, and our little jet plane, who is going to be a Dragapult. He is going to be very, very clutch for the end of the game, but I feel like it wouldn't be a Galar team without. So, we have Jaeger, we have Dino, we have Annabelle, we have Galahad, we have Monkey, we have Sushi. Now, I don't know about you, but I look at this and I go, that's a Galar team. I know that Ollie has been here the whole time, but I don't like him, so I didn't want to use him. Anyway, time to finally become everything we were ever meant to be by defeating champion Leon. He starts off with Aegislash, so we start off with Dino. He's a steel type, I'm a fire type, so hopefully you can see how this goes. We use Heat Crash, one shot, off to a fantastic start. Out comes Haxorus. He uses Earthquake, completely knocks us out because it's 4 times super effective against us, but it's not the end of the world. He did his job. Out comes Annabelle, Dragon Darts, pew, pew, super effective. Haxorus, dead. Go on Annabelle. Annabelle uses Dragon Darts again, pew, pew, takes down Leon's own Dragapult. We then U-turn out of there so that we can bring in Monkey. Being honest, Monkey ain't going to do an awful lot. He is here to take down this Seismitoad because he's going to do absolutely nothing against Charizard. So we whip-whap him. He then goes down to Cinderace, Pyro Ball. I'm sorry, Monkey. I love you. You've been very, very good throughout the game. Sushi tanks and acrobatics. We then liquidation him. Pew. Uses a full restore, which is great because it means he's not using it on Charizard. We use another liquidation. Pew. Into the red. Acrobatics, hit Sushi. Not the end of the world because we tank it. We're built. Liquidation takes down Cinderace. Now, out comes big boy Charizard, who got yet another damn form change. He's got one basically every single game. Use Protect. We tank the max Rockfall. Kicks up a Sandstorm, which is ideal. No, it's not ideal. It's not ideal for either of us. Sushi goes down, but we expected that. Out comes Jaeger. We use Sucker Punch instead of Fake Out because, haha, I can learn. However, it does like half HP to us. We then use Sucker Punch again. We go down to a Fire Blast. Isn't great. Annabelle comes out, uses U-turn, and I specifically did this because I wanted our MVP, Galahad, to get the final hit off against the final boss because he has done more for this team than anyone else. I thought it would be fun if we went Dynamaxed, we used Max Airstream, and we beat up the undefeated champion with our Big Knight in Shining Armor in Big Knight mode, and he's just gonna go. We tank a Fire Blast, which did way more than I thought it was going to do because he's just a tank, and with that, Leon's defeated. And we are the champions! Woo! C-Diddily coming in clutch, defeating the undefeated champion of the Galar region and becoming the champion himself. That's me. I came in. I did that. Fuck Leon. He's actually a really cool guy. He doesn't deserve that. But anyway, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the run and want more content, please like the video, give the subscribe button a push, leave a comment. All these things help facilitate growth. I have more videos in the pipeline, but apparently this stuff takes a real long time. So make sure you support your favorite content creators. The script of this video is like over 4,000 words, and that doesn't include the tangents, not to mention the stuff you guys didn't see, or the video editing process, or the overdubs, or the music. So if you like something, if you like anything in life, please support it so that it can continue to exist. I've been C-Diddily. You've been a fantastic audience member. Thank you for sticking around, and until next time.